Alright, so Sunday. I can't remember what day it is. Sunday, we stayed in a camper. It's really not that bad. I had a little room back here. Jordan got the top bunk. Other Jordan got the bottom bunk. It's a perfectly good pull-out bed right here that they didn't use. I don't even know what state we're in. It's just locked us in. I can't get out. How do I get out? I don't know how to get out. I just really bad. Oh, it's so warm outside, guys. It's so warm. So we are in the outskirts of Tucson. Really somewhere in Tucson. It's really not that bad. Stayed kind of like at a little place. Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I really have zero complaints. Yesterday was pretty eventful. There's so much that happened, whether it was when we met Richard from Harrison Performance yesterday, or when it was we met Clayton, and Clayton looked at the drive shaft that was broken, that Dustin broke yesterday at the event, and they fixed it. Like, it was nothing. Like, it was easy peasy. And it's all because these guys actually work on aerospace stuff. So today I'll show you a little bit of video, give you a review, show you who Clayton is, the man behind the works, and also Jason. They're co-owners in this place. I believe it's called Fine Arts, but I need to double check and make sure. Really, really cool set of guys. If you're outside of the Tucson area, definitely come check these guys out. They're part of the local drifters out here, and you'll see a lot of them today. One of them has a really, really sweet E30 SR powered car. It's got a CD 009 behind it. I don't really smile to cars anymore. That car made me smile, and I'll definitely show you guys a video of it later today. But as for right now, Dustin actually had his birthday last night, so we let him go and do his own thing. And today we're actually gonna spoil him a little bit. Maybe we'll find something to do, and it's gonna be a fun day. So let's get started. Bolts going. Alright, hold it. Let go. Hold. Hold. Let go. Hold. Okay, thank you.
Held up pretty well though. So literally this brand new refurbished 2JZ GT VVTI head, brand new valves, stem seals, also valve train and everything, but literally ready to go, ARP head studs. This looks good. I don't think I've seen this in the sunlight.
I know.
Every time I see it, it's always like overcast or something like that.
No, dude.
Dude, sweet car, man.
Of course, Jason being fashionably late.
I know, right? Yeah, these dudes were here, and I was like, is no one here? Like, I don't know. I was like, I'll text Jason. Saves a lot of time.
weld on top of each other. You know?
Okay,
so out
yeah.
of position stuff for me is pretty easy. But learning how to do that, you know, I could weld feet straight up in the air just on top of each other.
Without it sliding down.
Without, you know, instead of going sideways, I can literally stack it up. I've done it a lot with broken studs. I'll go in there and I'll do a puddle on top of the puddle and then build it into a little T, and then you just put a wrench on it and then it'll screw.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So like broken exhaust studs, and it's like, oh, gotta fill it out. Like, just 5 minutes, bro. On. Done.
So drag me, baby. Oh boy, she's tight in there.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, it's definitely loosening up though.
Yeah. Is the washer still not clear?
$1,200 RPM plus on the indicators. And that's just standard? Anything, you just got to be over 1,200 RPM. So we're at 800. We're just going to, whatever, we'll go past. And then we're just going to come up on here and you'll watch it click over. See how it's starting to center up? Yeah. Center up, center up, center up, center up, center up. And then bow, you see how it moved over? So now it's perfectly on center, right? So that was Y right there. So we're going to 0 Y. And then we're going to add 100 thou because that's 200 thou thick. Set. And now when I back this up, that number should grow, not shrink. So it's growing. All right, we're good. Now we'll come back over here and we'll do the same thing again. We'll come up on it, starting to 0 up.
So the cook is the 0.
That's truly half. And then we'll add 100 thou, set. That should grow. Yeah. Okay. So now we're indicated it.
So
So
now you
now,
have your 0.
now I can just measure what this is, go half, measure what this is, go half, now we're in center. So we can add all this on.
to official start. Thankfully, we were able to stay at a really, really nice Airbnb. Thank you, Jason. You're a really, really cool guy. Yesterday was, to say the least, spectacular and interesting. The degree of work that Clayton and Jason put into the amount of work that they do is insane. I mean, we needed literally a 1" by 1" square cube that just needed a hole punched out in the center of it and tapped. And this guy literally built up a nut into a block, used a mill to file down the edges, and then we built a block to go back into the rear subframe to replace one of the cars that had a strip subframe bolt. It was not easy, but it wasn't hard because these guys know how to think outside the box, and that's what their job is. We're at a company called Fine Arc. I mentioned it before earlier in an earlier video. They are a aerospace company, and their hobby is to build drift cars and race cars and little toys and hobbies, and they just don't care to appeal to the public, not in a rude way, but it's just there's no money. And in a good way, it's just this side of town. It's a small community. There's not really much high performance cars, and it's the University of Arizona, so they work with a lot of just aerospace stuff, whether it's just welding, grinding, fabricating things, just a lot of things for optical and measuring, calibrating tools. The degree of tools that they have at that shop is insane. I mean, whether it's all the tooling that they need for their CNC router, the plasma jet table that they had, the number of welders that they had, they can handle the amount of amperages that they could handle and lay the beads that they could bead. We had a drive shaft that cracked on us, and the welds that were on the drive shaft were, you could say, subpar. The weld that came onto the drive shaft was beyond better than what was on the drive shaft. These guys have been doing this for, Jason I think is about right at around 3 years, and then Clayton's been doing this since he was about 18 years old. He knows how to TIG, titanium and Inconel, so he's he knows his metallurgy very, very well. Thankfully, they opened their doors to us, and they were able to help fix all the cars yesterday. Fielding Shredder had a broken subframe. Dustin had a broken drive shaft. Brandon Whitnick had a broken control arm. The Mustang ended up getting a head put onto it in a matter of, it was probably 10 hours total, start to finish, whenever they actually said and done. They ended up putting a rear end in the car too, just because they managed to find one locally. We had to live, so why not do it now than later on your back. Adam LZ broke a window. Thankfully, they ended up getting Lexan, and they were able to recut it out of his old frame because the tinted window actually held it all together. David Metzger, I think he ended up breaking something, a control arm, but they ended up welding it back together, and he was back on the road that same day, I believe, after Indy. Today we are heading towards Musselman. Apparently it is a Honda replica of Suzuka, but mini and small scale. So thankfully the track owner Charlie is allowing us to come have fun and enjoy his track and be the hoons and the fools that we are, but to a safe degree. So stay tuned for today, and it's going to be an interesting channel. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where we're going to be allowed to be on the track and how much footage we can get, but I'm hoping to get a lot of good stuff, and if so, stay tuned.
What part of the game is this? What part of the game? Down,
guys there?
We're on the old day.
Yeah.